I was thinking, what am I gonna show? What else am I gonna show from this trip to Marmaris, Hisarönü beach? And I thought one of my favorite things to do when we come here is to come here early in the morning, like around 8 a.m. to the sea. We have a small beach here. This beach is called Kerdime. And there is this beach and the one next to us, separated by a little small hill, where we do the windsurf. And we come to this side. There are like several hotels and beach clubs that you can just like over here get a seat and umbrella, and you can order drinks and so on and hang out. So we come here in the morning, we bring coffee with us and favorite snacks, and dip in the sea, and before 10 o'clock maybe we just go back home and have breakfast after that. So this early morning sea is something very special, and when we come I will show you guys in a second. The sea is so clear, you can see the bottom of the sea from where you are standing, and I think that's what I'm gonna draw today.
Oh, hi!
And my wife is here.
Hello!
Oh! Here we go. If you watch the other ones, I did already quite a few drawings, but if you are new, like you found this video first, I'm showing every drawing I made on this holiday. Some of them, while I'm drawing them, you can find them on if you go to the channel. And this one I didn't show before, it's new. We found a lizard with my son, and we drew it together. He also did his version. And today I'm going to illustrate these early trips to the beach. What I wanted to do with this, let me take a sip from my meyveli soda, fruity mineral water. I thought I will just take a photo of the view, and I thought this will be good for anyone watching, because a sea view or similar view will be it's a very in-demand topic that lots of people like to take a photo of it, share, and if you want to draw, this is a good scene to maybe repeat after me. You can do the same from your own holiday. So as usual, I'm doing this in no effort sketch journaling style of my invention on a small sketchbook, and with continuous contour. No, I'm not using any pencil, no sketching. I just dive into it with the pen, and I don't worry too much about the shapes and proportions. And I started with this boat that was close to me. That will be kind of the main focus of the painting when you look at it, and that's why I zoomed in to see some of the details. And after that there are few more boats in the distance, so they will appear a bit smaller in the distance. What I want to do with this, actually, to show you that how easily I paint this kind of scenes without worrying too much. I will just do a bit of gradient, because in the video I showed you how much you could see the bottom of the sea when you were standing. So the sea starts kind of blue, and then towards your feet it becomes this brownish sand color. And I really like that when I do watercolor paintings, to do this kind of washes, and we will see that in a bit how I do that without worrying too much. Now I'm done with the first boat. I'm focusing on the other ones. This is the good thing about drawing from your photos. You can always zoom in and have a look at the details. It's very convenient that you don't have this option when you are drawing on the spot from the location. Now I'm doing these boats that they had long. Actually, I'm lacking some vocabulary here. This, what is it called? This long pole where you open the sail on it. It had a name, I think. Mast of a ship or a boat, I think. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you know the right word for it. So what I'm doing now, I'm going in between the boats without lifting my pen, and beyond the boats you can also see a bit of land, because this area is, the sea is like, the land is never so straight and flat that you don't look into the endless sea, that where the sea meets the sky. We don't see that kind of horizon because the sea goes so much inland and goes back out again, so there are always some hills in the horizon, and I'm gonna try to capture that as well. Over there is another boat I'm drawing, and it also has a long pole thing to hold the sail that I can't remember the name of. And as you can see already, when you do this kind of drawings, like perspective, I don't worry too much. How is it 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective? I'm just looking, the boat that's closer to me is bigger, the further one is smaller. I'm looking at their relative shapes, like how much smaller, like if this one is 3x long, the one in the distance is 1x long. So I try to do the relative shapes. Like I'm deciding how big I should draw the next boat based on the first one I drew. Now I'm adding the this land on the horizon, and I'm gonna add a bit of a texture for the sea. This I showed on a previous video what I was doing here, that I'm holding the pen very gently, so it's not leaving very strong black lines, but more marks. And what I do in the front, when you look at the sea, because the sea always has some sort of a movement, even if it's not a big wave, this texture, that there is more distance when it's closer to you, and it gets less and less. So towards the horizon I bring my lines closer to each other, so that it gives the feeling of depth. So now I sped up this part for you guys to not to bore you too much. I'm adding the titles, The Morning Sea, and I will put my usual triangle behind, and then I am going to add the date and the location with my favorite font. And after that, it's the most fun part, the painting. We can finally do the part that I actually wanted to show you, how I do the gradient on the sea. That I pick up a good amount of navy to give this feeling of the sea. As it goes to the distance, it gets darker and darker, and then I'm gonna bring this down with my brush towards the bottom of the page, meaning towards where I am standing in this situation. And as I'm picking more water and bringing the pigments down, it's getting, of course, lighter and lighter. As you can see, you can leave it here. This already gives the feeling of the water is getting more and more shallow. But when you add a bit of light brown color to this gives the feeling of there's a beach under your feet, and through the water you are seeing this color of the sand coming through. And this is a very fun effect to use. This kind of watercolor washes, it always gives a bit more contrast, and it looks more interesting to look at. So this was the main thing I wanted to show you from the scene, and why I really enjoy going to the sea
the sea in the morning, like 8 a.m., because it's very calm and clear, no one's around, and I can see the bottom of the sea, and that's what I wanted to capture here. I'm doing the horizon with a bit of green. Unfortunately, a few years back there were big forest fires, so this area isn't as green as it used to be. There are lots of still burnt places with black trees sticking out, but for the sake of the painting I'm gonna keep them mostly green. Now, while it's still wet, in those parts I'm adding a bit more green depths to because when you look at the land here, you can see patches of green bushes, so that it doesn't look so even, and I wanted to create that with dabbing a bit while the paint is starting to dry. The boats, I'm going to leave them white. I like this effect. You should try. We don't have to paint everything. I'm now picking a bit of yellow. This is for the title. Again, just a little smudge, and I try to attach that to the green of the landscape, so it would mix up a bit. While paintings, the paints are still wet, I wanted to add some splashes. As you can see, this blue got mixed up with the browns at the bottom. It helps to the this texture of the sea I'm trying to create, and a bit of light brown as well. I think this is yellow ochre, and some of them came onto a boat, small boat. I picked it up quickly. You can always fix your mistakes if you are fast enough. And I think this is it for this painting. Now we can have a closer look, and as always, this is the part 5. You can go and watch the other videos from this holiday if you haven't watched. This was the reference photo, and if you would like to start your own no effort sketch journaling, you can go and check out my class, No Effort Sketch Journaling. You can find the link in bio. I hope you enjoyed this video, and seeing Marmaris, there will be more, I think. Fingers crossed. I hope you enjoyed the morning sea. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.